Hey everyone, today we're going to do a video on solving equations with variables on both sides. So this is probably in grade 9 curriculum, depending on which school you're at. But for the first example, we're going to have 5x plus 2 and being equal to 3x plus 10. And so we notice that there's a variable term on both sides of our sign equality. So the first thing is we want to get all of our variables on one side, on the same side. It doesn't matter which side we choose, we just want them all on the same side. And so the same way that we can subtract or add normal numbers, we can add or subtract terms with the variable. And so if we want to move all the variables, let's say on the left side, then we want to get rid of the 3x on the right side. And so to take away the 3x on the right side, we simply subtract 3x. Because then 3x minus 3x will completely go away. Now, our first rule of algebra that we learned is always to do the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. And so if we subtract 3x on the right side, we subtract 3x on the left side as well. Now, 5x minus 3x, we can combine those terms because they are like terms. They're both terms with degree 1 of x. And so 5x minus 3x leaves us with 2x plus 2. And on the right side, all we have left is the 10. Okay? And now that we've done that, now that we've taken care of the variable on the right side and moved it over to combine it with the left side's variable, we just have a step 2 equation, right? We learned this in grade 10, in grade 8, grade 7, depending. So we want to isolate now our variable. We want to isolate our x term. And so we want to get rid of the plus 2. We always think of inverse operations. So to get rid of the plus 2, we're going to subtract 2. And we always do the same thing on both sides, right? Now, the 2's are going to go away. And so we've done our task of isolating our variable. We have 2x is equal to 8. So now that our variable is isolated on one side, we can simply deal with the coefficient of 2. This is 2 times x, and so if we want to get rid of the 2, we're thinking inverse operation of multiplying x by 2. The inverse of that is dividing by 2. That will make the 2's go away. We always do the same thing on both sides, and now x is all that's left. And so we have the solution x is equal to 8 divided by 2 being 4. And there we have it. Okay. If we want to verify our solution, we can always verify really quickly to make sure we have the right answer. Plugging 4 in for x, we have 5 times 4 plus 2 is equal to 3 times 4 plus 10. Let's just work out to make sure that that actually is the case. And so 5 times 4, that's 20 plus 2 is equal to 12 plus 10. Just evaluating the multiplications with BEDMAS in mind, and 20 plus 2 clearly says that 22 is equal to 22, and so we know our solution is correct. For example 2, let's start off with simplifying the left side, and so we're going to combine our like terms, as you've no doubt seen already. 3x minus 8x on the same side is going to leave us with negative 5x, and now we still have the plus 5, equals to the other side of 2x minus 7. Now, just like we did up there, we're going to move all the x terms onto one side. We can decide which side we want to move them on. Either side works. I'm just going to use the left side because that's most commonly what we do. So if we want to get rid of the x term on the right side, we want to take away 2x, and so we'll subtract 2x. We always do the same thing on both sides, and so we see that the 2x's cancel out on the right side, and so all that's left is the negative 7 equal. Now on the left side, again, we combine our like terms. These are both x terms, so we can combine the coefficients. Negative 5x minus another 2x brings us to negative 7x and plus 5. Now, just like we had up here, we have a step 2 algebraic equation to solve, and so we want to isolate our variable. We want to isolate the term with our variable, and so let's get rid of this plus 5. The inverse of adding 5 is subtracting 5, and we always do the same thing on both sides. And so we managed to isolate our variable term. Negative 7x is now by itself equal to negative 7 minus 5, brings us to negative 12, okay? And now we have negative 7x is equal to negative 12, and so to finish things off, we want to get x by itself. So what's the inverse of multiplying x by negative 7? Clearly that's dividing by negative 7. We always do the same thing on both sides, and so the negative 7's cancel out, and we end up with our solution. X is equal to negative divided by negative, those turn into a positive, and so we can write our solution as simply x is equal to 12 over 7. Okay? We could again verify our solution like we did up here by plugging our solution for x back into the x terms and making sure that both sides turn out equal, but I assure you that they do. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, please do let me know. Any requests for future videos are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.